You know, some sports clubs are all about the win-loss column, but then there are others that are about something so much bigger. Today, we're diving into the Heathdale Hornets Basketball Club, an organization that has become a true pillar of its community, and we're going to break down what makes them so special.
Right off the bat, this is what you see: a healthy, happy basketball community. And honestly, it just nails what they're all about. From the get-go, the Hornets aren't just defining themselves by what happens on the court, but by this focus on well-being and positivity. This is kind of their North Star for everything else they do.
Okay, so how do you actually build that kind of identity? It's not magic, right? It all starts with a super clear set of principles. We've got to dig into the why behind the Hornets to really get what makes them tick.
And look, you can't really get the club without knowing where it came from. It didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It grew right out of the Heathdale Christian College community. That deep connection, going all the way back to 1982, gives them this unique foundation and helps explain their incredible growth since they officially started in '98 to now with over 65 teams today. That's just amazing. And right here, this is the core of it all. It's about so much more than just drills and layups. The real key here is on developing player attitude and character, all guided by biblical principles. For the Hornets, the basketball court is like a classroom for life. And this just shows you how they put that big idea into practice. These aren't just feel-good suggestions on a poster. They're literally cornerstones of their constitution. And I love this one. Basketball is for fun. In the sometimes high-pressure world of youth sports, making that a core belief is a huge deal. It's all about making the experience positive and open to everybody. All right, so you've got these amazing principles, but how do you make them real, day in, day out? A club with a strong identity needs a solid structure to back it up. So let's pull back the curtain and see who's running the show and how they do it.
Okay, this right here, this is everything. The entire club is run by volunteers. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't some slick, for-profit business. It's a massive community effort, and that just says so much about the dedication of the parents and everyone else involved.
And here's the team that makes it all happen. You've got the president guiding the ship, the treasurer managing the finances, all the way to the welfare officer, making sure every player is safe. Every single role is crucial. It's a real machine that makes sure everything is handled with total care and accountability. And if you want to know just how big of a job that is, look at this number: over 65 teams. Can you imagine the logistics, the schedules, the uniforms, the communication? And it's all handled by that team of volunteers. Wow, it's seriously impressive. And because it's volunteer-run, they can do things like this. Check out this fee structure. It's designed specifically for families. The more kids you have in the club, the more affordable it gets. That's not a business move, that's a community move. It's them living their value of being accessible to everyone.
So how do they manage this whole operation? Well, they're smart about it. Play HQ is like their command center. It's the one place for all the official stuff like registrations and game times. Then you've got the My Hoops app for all the day-to-day communication, connecting the club with managers and parents. It's a really slick system for a large, volunteer-driven group.
All right, so we've seen the philosophy, we've seen the behind-the-scenes structure. But what's it actually like to be a player, to be a Heathdale Hornet? Let's get on the court.
One of the coolest things is that they've got a spot for pretty much everyone. You can start as a little kid in the under-8s just learning how to dribble and stick with the club all the way up through the under-20s. That's a huge deal, having that stability and community for your entire youth basketball journey. And the season itself has this really logical flow. They start with what they call grading matches. This is super smart because it makes sure teams end up playing against other teams of a similar skill level. It keeps things fair and fun for everyone. Then you have the regular season, and it all wraps up with the energy and excitement of the finals.
So, what about game day itself? Here are the nuts and bolts. Pretty straightforward stuff, right? But even the small things, like being able to get a pass out if you're a parent juggling multiple games, it just shows they get it. They understand what family life is like on a busy weekend.
And this, I just love this. If there is no school, there is no training. It's so simple, so easy to remember, and it perfectly sums up that tight bond they have with the college. Their whole rhythm is tied to their community partner.
Now, this might look like a super technical detail, but stick with me because it's actually really important. Using the right size basketball for your age is absolutely critical for developing proper skills. The fact that they spell this out shows they're serious about teaching the game the right way, right from the very beginning.
And what if you're a player who's really serious and wants to push yourself? Well, they've got you covered. Tournament teams give players a chance to compete at a higher level. This is awesome because it shows the club can be this welcoming place for beginners and a launchpad for more competitive players. They found that perfect balance.
So as we bring this all together, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? The Heathdale Hornets are playing a different game. It's about so much more than what happens on the scoreboard. Let's just zoom out for a second and look at the legacy they're building.
This right here is what it means to be a Hornet. It's about using sports to build great people. Teamwork, perseverance, leadership. These aren't just words they throw around. They're skills they actively teach, in a place that feels welcoming whether you're a total newbie or a seasoned player.
And that brings us right back to where we started, the club's core purpose. This is the end game. You know, basketball skills might fade over time, but developing a strong character, a positive attitude, that's the stuff these kids will take with them for the rest of their lives.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What is the true value of community in youth sports? The Heathdale Hornets give us a pretty incredible answer. They show that when a club decides to build a healthy, happy community first, it creates something that lasts way longer than the final buzzer. It doesn't just build better athletes, it builds better people.